Hey, this is Mackie, and we're back with another episode of the Hidden Threads podcast. And we're here with Samantha McNamara.
Hi.
She has her Mississippi State Bulldog shirt on.
I do, Hell State.
So you got your bachelor
Yes.
from Mississippi State, and you got your master's from
University of West Alabama.
West Alabama. Okay. Not far from each other.
Yeah, no, they're not. Most people at West Alabama are from state. So
Right. It's just across the line there. So Starkville's not far across. I've been to a football game in Starkville.
Really?
It's like going to a high school game.
Yeah.
It's not huge, and the town is tiny.
If you're a Bama fan. Nah.
And the town is tiny. It reminds me of Jacksonville. You ever been to Jacksonville?
I don't think so. Maybe.
The stadium is the biggest part of the town.
Really?
Kind of thing, yeah. So, but it reminds me of that a lot. But it's a cool college. I got a daughter that wants to be a veterinarian, so she may end up there eventually.
Yeah.
A big vet school there. Either there or Auburn.
Or Auburn. You'd love that, right?
I wouldn't care. I'm not into she's going to vet school. That's one thing. All right. So we got a topic today that you want me to start you out with a question.
Yes.
And you're going to give us some psychological answers.
Try.
So,
prepared, so
we didn't describe it last time, but you have a master's in
I'm working on it.
Counseling, or what is it?
I'm in my internship stage of my master's of clinical mental health counseling.
Clinical mental health counseling. So you have some insight into some of these things. You studied them, right, at the academic level, and you've seen them in person, right, doing your clinicals. All right. So the question today is, why do people cheat?
I think there are a lot of reasons why people cheat. I think that it's hardly ever about the other person, though. I think that it's almost always about the cheater. And it's usually about self-esteem, needing that supply from other people. You see people who cheat on celebrities. I mean, we're talking about the most beautiful people in the world, the most successful people in the world.
Money everywhere.
Oh, speaking of the Coldplay concert that everybody's seen.
Right.
Did you see his wife? Do you know what I mean?
So here's the tea on the street. You
okay,
ready?
Yes.
That his first wife, he cheated on her with his current wife. And then he did the same thing to her. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just going what
what
comments
off
off TikTok.
Say how you get them is how you lose them.
Right.
Is that
kind of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that people who cheat compulsively like that, they do it because they need something to fulfill something missing inside of themselves. And it doesn't matter the quality of the other person, because whenever people are cheated on, they typically resort to, what did I do? Why wasn't I enough? When in reality, nothing would be enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think there's different reasons for men and women as well. Do you ever see that?
I do.
Men have more of a physical thing.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And women, it's more of an emotional draw, right?
Yeah.
Some of the cases we've got where the man is being cheated on, all right? He's our client, right? I mean, once they know that it's happening, they just want to get evidence to protect their cash.
Yes.
Right. Or the house or whatever. They're just like, it's all business. They're like, yeah, let's go get some evidence and see what's, let's go get this over with. Where the women are having meltdowns to me, like I'm the counselor, right?
Therapist, yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, thought I was good enough and all this stuff and all these things. But there's definitely emotional attachment there.
For sure.
And where the men, like you said, I've seen them their wife is beautiful, they're nurse practitioners, they're doctors, they're lawyers, and they go out and have an affair with something that's not as attractive in my eyes, right?
Right.
I think it's for validation. I think that man's saying, hey, can I still pick up a girl?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
yes, exactly.
And I don't know. Here's my question. Why don't they just say, hey, honey, I want a divorce so I can go validate myself without?
Because they don't want to lose that.
They don't want to lose the family.
They don't want to lose the family. They don't want to lose the house. They don't want to lose their wife.
There's money involved, right?
Well, yeah. And it's not just money. It's you have that person who serves as your home, your live-in therapist, your cook, your, the raising your children, right. Everything. And you don't want to lose that. You just want that extra.
Right. I was looking at my notes over here. They're way over there.
But no, to speak on women too, when women are the cheaters, I do find those cases more difficult because women typically engage in more emotional affairs where men engage in more physical affairs. So a lot of times when women cheat, it can be through like text message or, messenger. And some of the times they don't ever even meet up with these people. It's just an emotional exchange. And that can be a little bit more difficult to prove,
right?
As an investigator,
because you can't hack this stuff,
right?
Yeah, and emotional affairs don't really count in Alabama. I've seen that before. There's got to be physical contact, proof of coming out of a hotel, those kind of things. And now let's talk about the impact it has on children coming from a broken home. Have you seen that? Have you ever done counseling for that before?
Yes, all the time.
I know a lot of if you go to prisons and you talk to those people in prison, I'd say, I don't know the number. You may know the number. I'd say 80% of them come from a broken home. It's a high number, right?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
And that's just the truth. I'm not sure that people who are in prison have a high rate of sociopathy or antisocial disorder, I think. I'm not sure the numbers on it, but that can stem from traumatic upbringings and experiencing abuse and seeing caretakers be abused. And so naturally those would be come from broken homes. And on the flip side of that, I think that a broken home can also be two parents who are together but fighting all the time.
Mass chaos.
Yeah,
right?
It's just chaos. And so sometimes I feel like the healthiest thing would be to divorce, separate, as long as the child has, a peaceful and stable environment.
Right. I think that too, the male leadership too, I think that's lacking because men tend to, in the United States, they'll dip out. Right.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole,
right.
but I feel like our system is kind of created.
Right.
And where it's easy to do that.
Yeah. And
it's encouraged.
And there's no leadership, they don't see male leadership and they don't.
Then they join gangs to get that male leadership.
Join gangs or you name it, right?
Yeah.
Start hanging out with the wrong crowd at a minimum, joining a gang at the max, right? And start selling drugs, murders, those kind of things.
Exactly. Because I mean, at the basic human level, we all want connection. All of us need connection. And if you're not getting that connection from a father figure at home, whether it is a biological father or a stepfather or an uncle or somebody that you have in your life, you're going to seek that out in another way. And that's where you run into people who could take advantage of people.
Well, to get acceptance into that gang, that criminal enterprise, you've got to commit a crime.
Right.
It could be something simple as stealing something. Or some of them say, hey, you got to murder somebody, right? Depending on the gang. And I've seen that. We had a case where he's in jail now. And I think that he committed the crime part is a subset of the white supremacists, right? Aryan Brotherhood. And I think he killed this guy because he was trying to get acceptance into that, right? Because he was kind of a pushover. And he's like, I'm going to show how tough I am. I'm going to kill this person. And now he's in jail for it, but he's going to be in jail forever. He got a life sentence. So what kind of life is that, right?
Right.
Well, the Aryan Brotherhood is a prison. It's managed from prison. So
well, I guess he has
we went from divorce to Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess he has that connection though. Yeah. But yeah, I think that as far as cheating goes, a lot of people will stay in situations that aren't healthy because they're afraid of that.
Right.
If I leave, what if my kid gets on drugs and then joins a gang and then is in prison and then the Aryan Brotherhood?
It's our fault.
Yeah. And then it's going to be my fault because I didn't stay. And that goes both ways for men and women. And I think that men can stay too, because I think that men can be a little more fearful of losing custody, because as much as the courts say that they don't prefer women over men, I think that we all know that the court system still does prefer.
Oh, that's what we see.
Yeah.
We see that a lot. All right. When you look at my notes over here. So what, I've seen it before where, somebody they always say, if you look on social media and the bad moms groups on Facebook, right? You see evidence doesn't matter in divorce cases. All right. They say it's a 50-50 state, which is bad information, by the way, because you can choose to have a non-contested or you can choose a fault divorce, right? And depending on how much money you got and how much time you want to spend on this, you can choose a fault divorce. Now you got to prove it. You got to prove that there's abuse. You got to prove that there's adultery, whatever you're claiming. And abandonment's easy because they're not there, right? Or they're in prison. You can do that. But with adultery and abuse, you got to prove it. And I think some people don't want to go through that. They're just like, I just want to get this over with and get on with my life. What do you think?
Yeah. So I think that a no-fault divorce is obviously going to be the easiest way to go. And this is not the time to win your argument, as in divorce cases. You know, it's a lot of money. It's difficult. It's emotionally taxing. You know, we understand that you've been done wrong.
There's a fly in here that's killing me. So.
Also, you can, if you're looking at alimony, things of that nature, then proving a fault divorce can be the way to go. If you're willing to put in the time and effort to do that. But if you have somebody that's going to be agreeable, then who cares if it's a fault or a no fault?
Yeah. I've seen them go through to say, hey, no fault divorce. And then later they try to get evidence for a custody modification. We see that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can switch it up. You can file a no fault and then switch it up to, a fault base. Another thing I've seen, again, not an attorney. So
yeah, we're not attorneys.
Yeah, don't take this.
We're just going off observation.
Right. And from observation, what we've seen working with attorneys is that sometimes people will be, say, cheated on and they want to file a fault-based divorce for infidelity or for abuse, but they've gone back to the home after the abuse has happened, after the infidelity has happened knowingly, and tried to reconcile. And then I've seen where some courts have said, no, you consented to it because you went back. And so I think that that's something that prevents a lot of people from that, because they don't leave right then and there.
Right. All right. It can have an impact on the division of assets too, especially if you go for a fault divorce. We've seen that a lot. And this is typically your high income, high asset level divorces. It's not Jimmy and Sally with the bass boat and the double wide.
Exactly.
These people are fighting over millions of dollars, multiple homes, across different places. And typically what I've seen is the person that's committing adultery, they'll lie about it.
Oh, for sure.
And that, a good lawyer will make them look like, hey, they're not reliable at all. Can we believe anything come out of their mouth from now on, if they lie about it?
A lot of gaslighting going on. Yeah. And I think in situations like that, shameless plug, it is worth every dollar to hire a private investigator. No, because if you're looking at, the rest of your life with child support, alimony, and you have assets, like serious assets, then yeah, it's a drop in the bucket to what your future is going to look like if you can prove those things.
$2,500 to sometimes it can get up to $10,000 for a PI, depending on how it's the time, right?
Right.
Depending on the time that you want to pay for. But it can pay off. That evidence can.
For sure.
Now, that's all I got for this one. I was looking at my notes. We made it to the end.
Yeah.
You did good. Anything you want to add about why do people cheat and how evidence is important?
It's not about you. Just remember that it's never about you. And evidence is super, super important. Reach out to a private investigator. Oh, also, whenever you're taking screenshots, I like to tell people, delete their name, because you can change somebody's name in a phone. Whenever you're taking a screenshot, delete their name so it shows their number, and then take the screenshot. That drives me crazy. Because a lot of times that's not admissible whenever they have the name. So that would be my advice.
Right. All right. It's not about you. It's about them. Right. And
it's about them.
I've had women sit right here in the office, and say, why am I not good enough? And I'm like, he's just a scumbag. You're not bad. You know what I mean? Those kind of
He's not enough. He needs more to fill him up.
Right. All right. That's it. We'll be back with another episode soon.